What's going on? In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to install Microsoft SQL Server 2022. This software is going to help us manage our database and enables us to use SQL to transform our data. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just go onto Google and type in download Microsoft SQL Server 2022. The first site that pops up should be SQL Server downloads. Let's click on that. What we're trying to look for is the SQL Server 2022 developer version. So this version is completely free and you can use it on your computer. So let's click on download now. Let's go to our file. Here is the developer version we've just downloaded. Let's click on this. We are going to go with the download media option so we have the files on our computer so we can use at any time. Alright, when you get to this screen, you want to select ISO. In regards to the download location, it should just go directly to your download folders, but because I've downloaded it twice, it's just being a little bit weird. So I've made a separate folder called SQL Server, but you shouldn't really have to change this. What you want to do now is click on download. And now we just wait. I'm just gonna time skip it. So once it finishes download, we will resume. Now that we have downloaded SQL Server, let's click on open folder. Let's click on SQL Server 2022. It's just in a WinRAR folder at the moment. So let's extract everything. Okay. Close this and let's double click on setup exe. Now we have the SQL Server Installation Center. Let's continue with the next part. So from here, let's click on installation and we're going to click on new SQL Server standalone installation. Here you have the option to get automatic updates, but for now, let's just click on next. So this will install, just ignore the Windows firewall. That's okay. Click on next. So this will be a new installation. So you can leave it on this option and click on next. In this section, it's just going to ask you what version you want. We want to stick with developer. Click on next. This is the license term. Have a read through. I will agree to everything and click on next. On this screen, you have the option to install the Azure extension for your SQL Server. We don't really need that. So I'm going to untick it and click on next. So on this screen, it will give you the option to select what features you want connected to your SQL Server. For us, we really just want a database where we can run a SQL code against it. So we're going to click on Database Engine Services. This is all we need for the time being. There are other services out there that you can always add later on. So we're going to click on Next. In this section, you can actually name your SQL Server. My recommendation is just to go with the default Microsoft SQL Server, nice and easy. You can name it something else if you want to, but to keep it simple, let's go with the default instance. In my personal scenario, I already have a server created, but in your case, you can just click on next and that will be fine. On this screen, you can modify the account on how the SQL servers are running, but honestly, we don't really need to change anything. So let's click on next. On this screen, we could select how users are authenticated. So if you have it on Windows authentication mode, it will just kind of use your machine ID, or you can go mixed mode where it's a SQL Server and Windows authentication process. So with this option, you can have a password, but personally, we're just going to go with Windows authentication mode. Then we're going to click add current user. Let's go to the next screen. You can review your selections here. If we're happy with everything, we can just click on the button install. Okay, so this part is done. Let's close this window. So the next step is to install SQL Server Management. So let's click on this tab right here. It's going to take us to this website. At the time of filming this video, it looks like the latest version is 21. Whatever the latest version is, just download it. So I'm just going to scroll down and click on download SSMS 21. Open the folder. Perfect. You should get an install file that looks something like this. Let's double click. Run the file. Continue. We want to keep our installation as simple as possible. You can always add these extras later on. So let's go to individual components. We don't need anything here. Language packs, let's keep it as English. Installation locations, you can change this if you want. I'm just going to leave it as is. And now I'm going to click on the install button. It's going to install now, so I'm just going to time skip it so we don't have to wait around. Alrighty, installation is done. So what we are going to do is launch SQL Server. SQL Server is asking us to create or sign into an account. It's not mandatory, so let's just skip it and add it later if we want to. Looks like SQL Server added a new feature. I'm not really interested. I'm just going to click no for now. It looks like your server name should automatically populate, but if it's not there, just go to browse for more, database engine, and click your server we created before. Click OK. Very important thing you need to do is just click on this tick box and go to connect. Voila, we have now downloaded SQL Server onto our computer. You can click on new query and start running your SQL scripts. So now that we have installed SQL Server, we can move on to other things. I'll see you guys soon.